Welcome along, everybody, to a venue that was built for speed. Once an airfield, now one of the finest racetracks in the world. It's qualifying day here at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
Hello everybody, it's Joe here, and once again this is my F1 24 career mode journey, and we are back at the home of British motorsport. This is Silverstone for the British Grand Prix. If you haven't seen the last instalment, do be sure to check that one out before you see this one. So unfortunately some bad reliability scuppered what could have been a very interesting finish to the last instalment, and I'll be honest, I feel more robbed from our engine failure. I feel more robbed of what could have been some great content than I do about the position we would have finished in. Like, I really was looking forward to seeing how that race turned out. But anyway, we're here at Silverstone. It's the British Grand Prix. It's Q1, and quite predictably, we're through that quite nicely, topping the timesheet as we do. But Charles Leclerc is right there with us. He is not going to let us go easy. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari. Out then is Zhou Guanyu, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Pourchaire and Magnussen. They don't make it through into Q2. And as we charge down the hangar straight here in Q2, it's a beautiful British Saturday here in qualifying. We're going to clip this apex nicely. We're going to clip this one too and try to avoid the sausage curb. That'll cost you time if you hit that too hard. And we don't top the timesheets here, but we are P3 and we are less than a tenth off of Verstappen's ultimate pace with Leclerc in second. So it's going to be very close between both me and Charles here. But I really want to start catching up points on Charles because, well, I want to win the championship. That is my ambition here. And in Austria, that kind of took a bit of a turn. But we're here now, and so far so good. And look at the way we handle Maggots and Beckett. Absolutely beautifully there. And just clipping every apex as we do. It wasn't a purple middle sector, unfortunately, for us. But now we come charging down the hangar straight. Try and clip Stowe nicely. Leclerc only 7th at the moment, and Verstappen only 6th. So this could be an interesting grid. I don't know if it will stay like that, but we're now going round club for the final time. I couldn't have clipped that any better if I tried. Onto the pit straight, and I think that will be pole position, and it is pole position. A very, very nice lap there indeed, and one I think we can be very proud of moving forward into the race. Lando Norris will be joining us on the front row. Norris has expressed some interest at getting involved in this championship fight, and he's putting himself in the fight quite nicely. And then the second row is Russell and Perez, but Verstappen and Leclerc 7th and 8th with work to do in the race.
You join us in the United Kingdom today, or Great Britain as it's alternatively known. Well, it's certainly a great day today as we welcome you to one of the crown jewels of British sports, a track of speed, history and drama. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Sunshine lines up on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Verstappen, Leclerc, Hamilton, Stroll, Gasly, Tsunoda, Albon, Sainz, Zhou, Ocon, Hülkenberg, Théo Pourchaire, Ricciardo, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And alongside me, a man, well, what more can I say? But he's a legend, Anthony Davidson. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say, they've got the better of them more often than not.
Yeah, they have, and it's, you know, rule number one, beat your teammate.
Changeable conditions forecast yet again for this race. But we're on the grid here at Silverstone and we are underway, and it's an okay start, not the best, but Lando Norris seems to have the jump on us. But it's George Russell around the outside as Norris bats us wide. Me and Norris come together, and George Russell swept round the outside to take the lead. Oscar Piastri is now on our outside. We went completely wide in turn 1 after me and Norris batted wheels, and that allowed Norris himself and Perez to get through as well. We dropped down to 4th. That is a disaster of a first corner, but George Russell is in the lead for Mercedes. Then it's Norris, then it's Perez, then it's myself, then it's Piastri and Alonso in P6. So, oh, that could have been a better start, and I'm not happy with that, but we're going to try and get past Sergio Perez as quickly as possible, but he's all over Lando Norris. Norris seemingly at this first lap not having great pace. I wonder if he took damage when we batted wheels, but I'm now going down the inside of Perez, trying not to hit Lando Norris as I go through. We are through on Perez, but he's having a look up the inside of club. I'm going to hold the outside line, Perez on the inside, and eventually he will have to surrender the position, and it is down into P4 for Perez as we take P3 and get after the 2 British drivers in front of us. Meanwhile, Lando Norris appearing to pick up the pace now, and he is all over the back of George Russell. He's having a look at George Russell. He's getting past George Russell, and Lando Norris takes the lead of the British Grand Prix. It's a British civil war here, with me wanting to get involved as well. Norris, Russell, myself, and we set the fastest lap of the race. Perez just starting to drop back just a little bit now, as I'm getting really tempted to have a look down the inside of George Russell into the corner there, and we managed to get past Russell, and as we head to the Wellington Straight, we are up into P2, and now it's time to apply the pressure to George Russell, to Lando Norris, sorry, and Lewis Hamilton, who's won the British Grand Prix 9 times, pulling off. It will not be a 10th here. Right, all over the back of Lando Norris on lap 4 of 26 as we head to the Wellington Straight. This is a good opportunity with DRS, and I've already activated overtake. What can we do here? Are we going to be able to get past Lando Norris? Norris goes to cover. We're going to go to the outside. I'm going to try and sweep round Norris, covering quite nicely, but this gives us the inside for Luffield. We go side by side into Luffield, and I think Lando Norris is still there, and look at the exit he got on us. That was such a good exit. And now George Russell having a look, but nothing in doing there. So we're on to the Wellington Straight on the next lap. We've got an objective to overtake Norris, and I'm just going to catch him off guard with a send down the inside of Brooklands. And that really caught Lando off guard. He did not see that one coming at all until it was too late, and we were already through down the inside there. That's a stunning overtake, that. Bit of a dive bomb, but we'll allow it. Right, I am covering the inside line as Lando Norris trying to come back at me down the Hanger Straight, and he does come back at me, and we bang wheels, and I nearly lose it. And Norris retaking the lead there after sweeping round the outside, clipping my wheel, nearly forcing me round. But Norris is your race leader once again, and the fight is on here at Silverstone. Is there room for a dive bomb there? No, I don't think so. But there might be room to set something up into Luffield. Oh, that's a cheeky little look there, but that was never going to work. Norris having that one covered as we head down the old pit straight towards Cops. Look how close it is between us. You could literally throw a blanket over the top 3, and in fact Perez has moved up into 3rd. He wants a piece of this action. Piastri also sticking with the action too. Piastri senses a chance here, but I'm trying to catch Lando Norris down the Hanger Straight, getting ever closer. Closer, are we going to be able to send it down the inside? Going to have a look for sure, but I think we're a little bit too tight there, and Lando just casually driving it to keep the position, and Lando still leading the race. But now we're back down the Hanger Straight on lap 8, and this time we've got the momentum, we've got the speed, and we are back into the lead of the British Grand Prix. So, leading the way and covering there for the club chicane. I don't know why I was covering there. I was defending defending thin air a bit there, but it's lap 8. And we are really not getting clear of Lando Norris. He is sticking to us like glue. And in fact, look at the run he gets out of Chapel, down the hanger straight. He's through before we even get halfway down the straight. Perez is now having a look round the outside. That's not going to happen. We'll cover you off there. But Lando Norris, just that momentum he got. I really wish I'd seen the run he got there, because that was brilliant. Back down the hanger straight we go then, and we've got some good momentum, and we retake the lead. And when we go a little bit deep, and Norris gets the up and under on us and just says thank you very much. I was thinking of a look into club, but I thought better of it. And now we're on lap 12 of 26. The clouds are starting to gather overhead here. And am I going to be able to go for another late send? That's a super late send of Lando Norris. But we've got through and we've taken the lead. And Norris is going to be thinking to himself, right, I need to watch Joe in that corner a bit more, because he seems to be sending it from Narnia whenever we go round there. Oh, I've got a sticky front left wheel, and that's going to allow Lando ahead. No, it doesn't. But I tell you who it does allow ahead, Max Verstappen. So that's frustrating. We've now spent all race battling Norris, and now we've got Max Verstappen right ahead of us. That's the last thing we need. Back out on the track we go. So Verstappen at this stage is your effective race leader, with us in second place and Norris down to third. I'm not sticking around behind Verstappen. I'm having a look down the inside there. That's not usually a place you see cars send it, but I tried sending it anyway. Verstappen round the outside, the left-hander, side by side down the Wellington straight, but Max doesn't have DRS. We do, and we use that to get ourselves ahead. Verstappen trying to get an up and under as we went a little bit deep, but he went wide himself and drove into us. He's given us just a little bit of damage, and I wonder if he's taken any damage from that. He's going for the outside of Cops, and we're going to hold the inside line, and Verstappen all the way around the outside. Max, take note, that's how you go, well, maybe that's not how you go wheel to wheel round Cops, because we still banged wheels with him, and we've got a little bit of damage ourselves. But now I'm all over the back of him, going down the hanger straight, and we're going to try, well, we've got past him before we even got onto the straight itself there, so we're ahead of Max Verstappen into the effective race lead. Lando Norris getting through as well, where we go a little bit deep into Stowe, and the rest of the pack have pitted now. So your top 5 is myself, Norris, Perez, Verstappen and Russell. And Norris coming down the inside of Brooklands there. He's done the Joe send and caught me completely off guard with that. I've had a look into Luffield, there's no way through there. But Lando Norris getting his own back on me there. And the sky is getting ever darker. The rain is on its way. Can I get past Norris before the rain hits? And more importantly, when the rain hits, is it going to require a change of tyres? That is the thing. Right down the straight, we're going to use overtake Norris. Well, he actually stuck it to the middle of the circuit there. So Lando trying to defend it, but he was unable to defend as we take the lead. And the top 5 separated by under a second. It is so close here. Norris is probably going to try once again to do the dive down the inside of Brooklands. He does do the dive down the inside of Brooklands. I give him the space. And Perez having a look into Luffield, but we've shut that one down as fast as possible. And Norris just really going for this. He wants this win here, but the problem is, so do I. Round Cops, Norris, Waters, Perez, Verstappen, Russell. The top 5 separated by a second. It is so close. Any one of the top 5 at this stage could win this race. And we're trying to get as close to Norris as possible, but that's not the way. Hitting those curbs to get through there. But we have got ERS and we've got DRS. We've also got the inside line and we've got the race lead where we've got a bit deep. That allows Norris back through. So Norris completing the up and under. This time I go for the dive into Abbey. Norris does give me the space. He also goes in tight to the last part of the club chicane. Off we go. We're side by side down the pit straight. Norris just about ahead. He's covering the inside line. We're not able to get through there. And Russell and Verstappen are battling over fourth. Russell gets that position. Verstappen dropping to fifth. And we dive down the inside of Lando Norris a lap later and take the lead of the British Grand Prix. But Norris still on our right, still going for it into Abbey. And this time, surely he's going to have to give up the place. It's deja vu from the previous lap, and we go side by side down the straight again. Norris on the inside. I've given him the room, but Norris backs out, and we take the lead of the British Grand Prix with 8 laps to go and rain incoming here. This is some great wheel-to-wheel action that we're seeing here, and it is starting to rain now. And George Russell, he's getting on us. He's going for the move, and we cover around the outside. What can Russell do? Russell just has so much grip and confidence around there as this rain starts, and I'm unsure of where the grip is. And Russell using that confidence to take the lead of the British Grand Prix. We're going to try and use DRS to get back past him here, and we're using that DRS to good effect because we blast past Russell on the straight, and round Stowe we go with 5 to go. The rain is coming down. At the moment, it's not looking like there will be a change of tyres, nor is it looking like the rest of the pack are going to come in. 4 laps to go here. Oh, I've gone wide! I've gone wide going round turn 1, and that's going to allow someone through, surely. We've locked up, gone wide, through goes Russell, and Norris is now alongside us. Is he going to get through? No. Am I going to have DRS here? Again, no, because we weren't ahead. We were ahead at the detection point. Russell using that DRS to get himself down the straight. But that mistake just showing how slippy it is. The fact that we just drove straight off the circuit into the first corner. And Russell is driving ahead now. The track is getting damper, and I'm struggling so much for grip. DRS disabled, meaning it is time to pit, but with 2 laps to go, we would lose too much pitting for intermediate, and we wouldn't gain it back, so we've just got to try and keep it on the track. But look how slowly we're having to go, and we hold on lap 25, but look how slow we are on the final lap round Luffield. Russell has just got 7 seconds clear. He's got the rear end, it's even slightly going as we go around Woodcote. Verstappen having a look to the inside of Copse, but no way through there. And the speed we're taking Copse, we're having to go so slowly just to have some grip whatsoever. This is so hard, especially going round this complex here on a wet track, on slick tyres. Verstappen might have a go down the hanger straight, but there is no DRS, so that might protect us here. And we've just got 1 braking zone to go. I'm just trying to hold the line as best I can round the club chicane. George Russell then taking the win of the British Grand Prix. But as we go round club ever so slowly, it is going to be P2 in the British Grand Prix. The weather really, we struggled with that so much towards the end there. And we just have to settle for second. Russell doing a brilliant job in the conditions.
And the best of British and the best on the track. It's George Russell who wins.
A great team victory today, Crofty. That's the important bit here. On home soil, the drivers delivered, the team delivered as well, and to do that in front of their home support really means a lot to them.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners. that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Those last few laps, I was just unable to keep up with Russell. He just had so much pace in the damp conditions that we didn't have. But I feel like we could have kept him behind if not for that mistake into one where we drove straight off the circuit. But it is what it is. We made a mistake. George Russell didn't. That's why he is the winner of the British Grand Prix. It's Russell, myself and Verstappen on the podium. Leclerc 4th. Lance Stroll up into 5th. Norris falling down to 6th in the end. And Alonso, Tsunoda, Sainz and Gasly completing your top 10 here at Silverstone. I'm surprised Norris fell behind Stroll, to be honest. But there is your championship standings. Norris leading by 2 points and 24 points to us, 28 points to Verstappen. So looking at the top 4 and even top 5 with the pace Russell had, it's still anybody's championship. And I think the fact that we were able to take some points off Leclerc and Norris here is a positive step forward for us, but we need to keep taking these little nibbles out of their championship lead. We can't afford to drop back any further. And in the constructors, Ferrari still dominating the way. McLaren in second, just sort of having a little sniff. Red Bull a third, Mercedes a 4th, Aston Martin 5th, and Sauber are 6th. Then it's Alpine and RB tied in 7th and Haas in 9th. So I'm pleased as a team we have been able to gain some points on McLaren and we're keeping control of the Constructors' Championship quite nicely. I just wish I'd been able to win that race because we could have taken some bigger points out of Norris and Leclerc there. But we'll keep pushing. The car is feeling really good. The car is pretty much there. So we just need to keep pushing and hopefully grab a few more dubs. Well, thank you for watching this instalment of Career Mode. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe if you're new and you want to see more content from me. Until the next time, I've been Joe, TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Take care. See you all soon. Enjoy the rest of your day.